So what we're going to do now is we're going to UV this handle section here, which is kind of a weird, complex looking shape that's not going to make much sense how to UV. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the top and the bottom invisible. Now if we looked at this this section here, we're going to notice that there are already some UV edges already defined here. If we went into display, polygons, custom polygon display with that selected, texture borders is selected, and you can see that there are already some texture borders, and we may not want that, especially up here where there's all these texture, every little section here is texture bordered. So I want to get rid of that and start fresh. So with this selected, I'm going to go into the UV texture editor, polygons, and I'm going to move and sew UV edges. And that's going to really kind of mess things up in here. You can see it kind of scrambled things up, but we need to redefine the UV edges here on this object. So first thing I'm going to do is go into here. I'm going to go into edge mode, and I'm going to select that UV edge all the way around. It's going all the way around the kind of the sort of the length of the circumference there, and I'm going to cut UV edges like that, and then I'm going to do another edge on this side here. Let's do this one, and that one's going to go all the way around. Let's cut UV edges there. So we have a UV edge cutting around, and I'm just kind of sectioning this out. And let's do this one here. Cut UV edges. Okay. So with that selected, I'm going to go into UVs, and I'm going to select that. I'm going to select the shell. I'm going to bring it out here like that, and you can see that it's pretty darn messy, but I'm going to kind of cut that up. Let's just see what happened here. It didn't cut all the way around like that. It sort of took both sections like that. So let's see if we can define that even further. So let's go to edges. We have a UV edge already there. Should be going all the way around like that. Oh, but it doesn't seem. Let's just go to UV edge. Let's select this UV edge there. Oops, let's go edge. Let's select that. And let's move and sew that. That gets rid of the UV edge. And let's go select this edge there and cut UV edges. So in theory, there should be a separate shell here. Select that shell. Select that. Well, it's kind of all in one here, so we can fix that later. So with that selected, I am going to let's move it a little bit more out of the way. I'm going to select the faces like that, and I'm going to do a planar map and make sure that it's in the X, because it's going into not the Y direction but in the X axis. And let's apply that, and as you can see now we have a better looking UV done. It's not as messy as the one that was before. Let's select a UV Oops. Select shell. Like that. And let's move this out of the way. Like so. And with that shell selected, I am going to do a relax on it. And that kind of brought it around. It's kind of a cylindrical map here. Maybe a cylindrical would be better. So let's try that. So we have this selected. I'm going to go to faces. Let's select all these faces here and go cylindrical. Like so. And that didn't look like it did kind of what I wanted it to do. So let's undo that. What I really want is to define a texture border along here. It doesn't seem to be doing that. So let's just see if we can make that happen here. Let's go edge. Select that edge. Cut UV edges. That, and let's go to UVs and select a shell, and it's selecting that shell all along that, which is not really what I want. So let's try something a little different. I'm going to select faces like that, and these, oh, I see what happened. Okay, now if you're going to select a UV edge like I just did, you're going to have to go along the inside border here. So let's go do an edge here and select that edge, cut UV edges. Now I have this split in half. I'm going to select a UV here, select the shell. You can see now it's only selecting half of that little section there. And I can now move that out of the way. Let's go select the faces and do a planar map on the X there. Let's undo that, and let's do a different planar map. And we're going to do create UVs based on camera. And so it's going to be basing that UV texture based on where my camera position is here. And I'm going to select some UVs and select a shell. Let's just bring this out, and you can see now I have a good looking UV texture done there. Let's go and do this one now. Let's bring it a little out here and select that there. And let's actually select some faces and do a create UV based on camera. Select the shell, and now I have UV'd that section quite nicely. Then you just have to go around and select some of these other sections here. Let's just select that one. Select the shell. Oops, I didn't do the right one there. Let's select the face here. And select the shell with the face there. Oh, we need to do some more work here. Let's just go to edge. Let's define that edge. Cut UV edges. Oops, let's do this edge here. Cut UV edges. And now let's grab a face, select a shell. It's selecting half of that right there. Let's now if we select a UV It's kind of doing some crazy stuff. Let's correct to UV. Select the shell. Let's move this out of the way. And I'm going to let's go here. Select the faces and create UV based on camera. And there we go. And now you can start to UV that complex section with a little more control.